Dr. Phil, brutally murdered.
A 7-year-old is stabbed to death
by his own grandmother.
He's in the bathroom screaming, but he doesn't want to die.
I kicked the door open. I saw blood everywhere.
But weeks before that...
Do you think she was putting bugs in the bed?
I flipped back the sheets and there was like 75 bugs.
Were there signs?
She said she was going to rent a hotel room.
Why do you think she was trying to get everybody in a motel room?
To kill us.
Today's going to be a changing day in your life. You've never had anybody working harder to bring you to the threshold of change than right now. Imagine that you leave your 2 young children with their loving grandmother while you're at work. Then you get a frantic phone call from your 8-year-old son saying his younger brother is in the bathroom crying and saying, "Please don't kill me." About a mile away, police find the killer in a park covered in blood with an empty bottle of wine and a lot of anxiety medication. And the killer? The children's grandmother.
A 7-year-old is stabbed to death in Tallahassee.
The crime tape went up outside this home at about 11:30. Neighbors tell us they saw 7-year-old Mason Reinhardt loaded into the ambulance. The suspect had been spotted at a park right around the corner. The suspect? Reinhardt's grandmother, 63-year-old Martha White. Mason Reinhardt and his 8-year-old brother Aiden were watching video games when White told them she had a surprise for them. White took Mason into the bathroom and closed the door. He says he heard his brother screaming, "Don't kill me." But when he tried to open the door, it was locked.
Well, let's hear what parents Zach and Spring have to say about the most horrifying day of their lives.
The day that Martha came to our house on August 5th was 2 days before Mason's birthday. I was working. I got a call from Zach, and he was panicking, and he was saying, "I don't know what's going on."
Aiden gave me a call, and he's kind of scrambling from words. And he says, "Dad," he said, "Mason's in the bathroom. Mason's in the bathroom with Grammy." I asked, "Well, what's Mason doing?" He said, "Mason's screaming. Mason's breathing hard." And then he said, "He doesn't want to die."
So I got in the car, and I'm driving as fast as I can. And I'm on the phone with Aiden. I'm like, "Aiden, where is she?" And he's like, "I don't know, Mommy, I don't know."
And he bangs on the door, "Grammy, Grammy, Daddy wants to talk to you right now." And she doesn't answer. And I knew the whole world stopped.
And I pulled up at my house. Their bathroom door was closed, and I ran to it, and I leaned back, and I kicked the door open. All I saw was just like blood everywhere, and I looked down and there was a blanket on the ground. I started at the top of the blanket and I followed it down. When I looked, his toes were hanging out into the blanket, and I pulled the blanket off, and he was stabbed so many times in the lungs, in his chest. I mean, it was like it was a murder scene. I mean, he wasn't laying peacefully.
So then I pull up and I see Mason on the ground. I see the bathroom door open. I rip the blanket off, take him out of the bathroom, and then I start to pump on him. I was screaming at him to get up. I knew he was probably gone.
Zach was just smashing like everything in our house. He was like, "Where is she? Where is she?" By the time we got to the hospital, I remember this lady coming in telling me that Mason was dead.
I had one last look. I got on my hands and knees right down at the foot of the bed and prayed for him. That was it.
Well, first off, before we even begin, I am so sorry for your loss. I can't, you're not going to hear me say I know how you feel. I can't even imagine. And as a dad of 2 sons, Zach, I don't know what you say to yourself about something like this, particularly when it's your mother. I don't even know what you say to yourself about this, but I'm just terribly sorry for your loss. I don't even know what to say. Why do you believe Martha, in her mind, wanted to kill your entire family? Because you kind of believe that was the plan, right?
She was jealous of what we had.
Mm. You think so?
I do. I believe that.
Do you think the same?
Yeah. She was obviously mentally ill. She has some problems.
Right.
And that's beyond my understanding. But she was possessive of me. She wanted me for herself.
And y'all say in particularly the 2 weeks before, she had gotten particularly agitated.
No, she, like 2 years prior to Mason's death, she really became the great mother she never was. She, you know, became more involved. But during that time, Zach had began to draw like healthy boundaries with her, and she'd want to come over all the time, and he's like, you know, that's fine, but you can't spend the night, you know, you can't stay here all the time. Like, she wanted to be around us more and more and more.
How did she react to those boundaries?
Well, I mean, of course she didn't like them, but you know, I had to put up those healthy boundaries for our relationship. You know,
yeah.
You know, me and my mother were very close. I lost my father my first week of high school. I was the only child. I didn't have a lot of family.
When the police found her, she gave some explanation. What did she say? What was her first explanation?
What we read was that she was fed up with me.
With you?
Mm-hmm.
And what was it that you were doing in
Nothing.
her mind that she was so fed up with?
Nothing.
I think she was diagnosed schizophrenic psychopath.
Yeah.
After this, not
after the fact.
before.
Right.
So
Yeah, no.
I think she had this whole scheme, this unreality of somebody hurting her, and maybe Spring was the one that was doing that.
Was there a point right before this where she actually put bugs in the beds?
So like 2 weeks prior to this happening, I woke up and had a bug bite. And I just flipped back the sheets, and there was like, I had white sheets, and there was like looked like 75 little bugs in my bed. And I freaked out, and sure enough, they were in my kid's bed too. And in the police reports after Mason's death, we were unaware of, she had been calling the police to her house multiple times. And we didn't know, but she had wrote, like we read in these articles after our son's death, that she was making accusations of, I guess, maybe her neighbors putting bugs in the wall, or I don't know. You know, again, this was one of the weeks she was going to help us out. And I'm like, hey, you can't come to the house. Like, we've got to have this taken care of, you know. And so I was like, you know, tomorrow can they come to your house? When I got to her home that morning to drop them off, she said she was going to rent a hotel room. And I'm thinking, okay, like, why do you want to do that? And she's like, well, I want to take the boys swimming, and we're going to have fun. I figure we could just have a little sleepover. And I'm like, a sleepover? I'm like, there's a place you can take them. They can go on water slides and play with other children. Like, you know, that was kind of odd to me. But again, I was like, whatever. I'm not going to try to control what she does with them. They can go off and have fun. Well, a few hours goes by, and Zach calls me, and he's like, hey, my mom wants us to come spend the night in the hotel room. And I'm like, I don't need to spend the night in a hotel room with your mom. I was like, we have to wash our curtains, our linens, our carpets. Like, we're bombing the house. We've got to exterminate whatever this issue is. And I said, no way. I got to go by. Hang up. An hour or so later, he calls me back. He's like, hey, my mom says she wants to take us out to dinner. I'm like, I already told you. I'm not coming there. Like, we have a lot of stuff to do. And then he goes, again, bye, I got to go, I'm at work. Calls me back again. Why would we spend the night in the hotel room with your mom? I said, first of all, a room with 2 double beds, where's she going to sleep? She said she was going to get a cot.
Why do you think she was trying to get everybody in a motel room?
To kill us.
Certainly when you look back at it now, if she got everybody in a tight area like that, certainly if everybody goes to sleep, that could have been a very dangerous situation.
I mean, she knew what she was doing.
Yeah. Okay, Zach and Spring claim their 6-year-old son's murder was premeditated. We're going to find out why they feel that way when we come back. How has it affected you with this being your mother? Have you spoken to her?
Tomorrow, 2 daughters.
You haven't spoken to your mother in 2 years.
She's told me to do her a favor and get hit by a bus.
One she raised.
The day she's giving birth, you say you're going to commit suicide.
I heard she had the baby and that I wasn't wanted there.
The other she placed for adoption.
You said, and I quote, Sierra is not my priority.
That's out of context.
Put that in context then. I'd love to hear this.
That's tomorrow. Then on Monday, her 2 older sons were murdered.
I just want them to come home.
Why did she take her 2 younger boys camping?
At the exact location where the murders happened.
That's Monday.
Letting children online can feel like the Wild West.
You think that it would be fine, but it wasn't.
From the educational to the cartoons, you never know what they might find. 2 things parents can do to protect young eyes. Tonight at 11 on Local 12.
Not everything in life is guaranteed, but Sims Furniture Guaranteed Financing is. We guarantee approval with affordable monthly payments. No matter what your circumstances, you will be approved. Sims Furniture.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Mandow Brown. What's our secret? Secret RF, our newest technology to help tighten your skin, improve wrinkles, and improve acne scarring. It can be used on your face or to help cellulite on your body. With tiny micro needles coupled with radio frequency energy, we can improve the skin texture. Another amazing technology is TrueSculpt 3D, which can be used on your face or body to tighten skin and melt fat.
Look your best and call the Mandel Brown Plastic Surgery Center.
Get 1 gig internet plus Fioptics TV with streaming for $49.99 per month.
McCabe Lumber has a warehouse full of Trex decking and railing in stock at unbeatable prices. I like the Trex Transcends. It has a beautiful wood grain pattern and it's hassle-free. McCabe Lumber is also your source for Trex outdoor kitchens, a great way to enhance your outdoor living space.
The McCabe Lumber Deck Expo is Saturday. See the latest deck and railing products. 1 day only discounts. Win Trex Outdoor Furniture and a Traeger grill. They'll be grilling Queen City sausages. The McCabe Lumber Deck Expo Saturday. Not everything in life is guaranteed, but Sims Furniture Guaranteed Financing is. We guarantee approval with affordable monthly payments. No matter what your circumstances, you will be approved. Sims Furniture.
For the entire 11 years that I knew Martha White, she was unlike any person I had ever known. She immediately had this weird jealousy with me. I know Mason's death was premeditated. I don't believe it was. I know that it was. For one, she brought the knife that day. The knife that she used to kill my son was Zach's dad's fish fillet knife.
The blanket that Mason was wrapped in had his name embroidered on it.
There was another blanket with Aiden's name on it that she had laid out. We think she was going to use. And she rolled up Mason like a cigar in the bathroom. And she had that same blanket ready on the couch for Aiden.
This woman was good at what she did. She was manipulative. She was like a puppet master. Who's to say that she wouldn't have killed all of us?
Since Mason died, it's just broke our family. In 1 second, I lost my mom, my child, my house, everything. I don't want the enemy to win, because that's what he wants.
You say you don't want the enemy to win. This has to take a toll on y'all, has to take a toll on your son.
The first 2 years, we came very, very close. Aiden had to sleep in our bed for 2 years. He was scared. He couldn't go in the bathroom by himself. I had to become his brother. I had to become his best friend.
Right.
And we both did. Me and Spree, we both had to become close. But, the train never stopped. I still had to go back to work. Everything had to, still got to pay the bills, still got to keep going. And, I never really recovered from it.
How has it affected you with this being your mother? Have you spoken to her since this happened?
No. I prayed about it. If I feel led to talk to her, I will. I have forgiven her. I got on my hands and knees and I prayed and I asked God to help me forgive her.
I'm sure at some level you know that there is no answer because you can't make sense out of nonsense, and what she did is nonsensical. And when you talk to someone that is mentally ill like that, her reasoning and rationale, because you shared with me some of her thinking across time, that she believed that her father killed her mother, which wasn't the case, right? She died of a heart attack, and she believed there were people in the attic and that people were going to kill her, and she claimed that someone was following you and the children, and she believed that these weren't really your children, or wanted you to get a DNA test. Have you looked back at that and wondered why you allowed her to be around the children?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, but not really, though, because she never showed, it wasn't like this was like an all-the-time thing. This was like a little tidbit here, a little tidbit there.
We looked at it as, you know, my mother is alone. She has problems. We need to help her. But I would never put my son around any kind of danger that I would only know.
Well, I need to explain something to you two. If you take nothing away from this but what I'm getting ready to say, you need to hear what I'm getting ready to say. When you have a mind that is normal, you know, you have a normal range of emotions, we have an inability to foresee and foretell bizarre, deviant behavior. Our mind can't go there, so we can't conceive of it. If you live to be 100 years old, you would never have put that on the list of possibilities of your mother. Right. And so if you hold yourself to like, why didn't I see that? You didn't see it because you don't have the cognitive, emotional, deviant ability for that to be on your list of things to do. And I hope you give yourself that, the grace of not holding yourself to that standard. But this has taken a toll on the two of you. In fact, you're not living together right now, right?
No. I'm a recovering alcoholic and addict. And I was sober for 2 years, a few years when Mason died. I stayed sober through that whole time. And due to my using, we had a lot of arguments and a lot of fighting. And, you know, I felt like that it was hard staying sober, being in a relationship with her. But I didn't want to quit. And the separation that I was suggested to do by a psychologist in the rehab said that, you know, you could still, you know, be together, don't date anybody, work on each other, yourselves more, and then come back together. I'd missed her to death, and I have problems being alone. I've never been alone, so then I put myself alone early in recovery, and then relapsed at the end of January, and I've been in shambles ever since.
There's another grandmother in this story. Spring's mother, Dean, has stepped in to babysit the children, but Zach says she is abusive. He does not want her anywhere near his children. We're going to talk about that when we come back.
Zach and I disagree over parenting. Zach does not believe in corporal punishment. I would, in a heartbeat, give children love licks. You just pop them on the back of the leg. It just gets their attention.
Everybody lies. It's just a matter of why.
What lies ahead?
I have a lying addiction. I lied about having muscular dystrophy. I bought a wheelchair.
In Dr. Phil May.
You are worse than cancer. You have to pay.
See this? My guest, Angie, says that is ironclad evidence that her husband, Joe, is having an affair.
I can see the buttocks of a woman sitting on top of Joe.
You got the house wired with cameras and microphones. You put a motion detector under the bed.
Yes.
You actually think that he's bringing her not only into your home, but into your bed while you're in it.
Did you lie about being in the military? Oh, wait, what now? Now you can't hear me? Come on, bro.
My earpiece slipped out.
Their mother, Cammie, was their biggest supporter. Now Cammie is a homeless drug addict who has been arrested 12 times.
People call it dumpster diving. I call it treasure hunting. I've eaten fruit out of the garbage.
You've got to be willing to look her in the eye and say, I am done.
I don't even think I want her back.
You're going to bury your mother and spend the rest of your life without her if something doesn't happen.
I can't do this. I can't do it. I can't do it.
How do you feel when you look in the mirror?
I felt heavy and I looked heavy.
It's hard sometimes to believe that's me.
Do you wish you could have slimmer hips, thighs, and a flat stomach? Now you can. America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist, Sonobello, has made it easier and more affordable than ever to get the body you've always wanted. Using advanced microlaser technology, our board-certified plastic surgeons remove hard-to-lose fat in as little as 1 day.
I look in mirrors now and I'm like, dang, that girl looks good.
For your free no-obligation consultation, call 888-452-3926 and get $250 towards looking your very best.
The best investment you could make is in yourself. 100%. I wish I would have done it sooner.
Call now and get $250 off. Payment plans are available. Don't wait one more day. For a free consultation, call 888-452-3926 now.
Get the guaranteed low price, or it's free at Furniture Fair.
Hi, I'm here with Kim with Hope Bridge Autism Therapy Centers. Kim, what do you want people to know about autism?
So 1 in 59 children are on the autism spectrum, and research really shows the best time to start therapy is between 2 and 7 years. At Hope Bridge, we offer a center-based treatment model that really focuses on providing one-to-one therapy to help the child prepare for school. We're going to work on play and social skill development, language and communication skills, and decreasing problematic behavior.
Well, you know, lots of information's on your website. Go to hopebridge.com to learn more.
We are loving the ride in this new Camry XSE.
I got all the magic right here at my fingertips. I got paddle shifters up front because, I mean, you know, let's do it if we got it.
Who doesn't love a paddle shifter?
And it's great that Camry's built right here in the USA.
All right, we got our apples, our cider.
Now get $1,500 cash back on any new 2019 Camry. Or a low-mileage lease for just $219 a month.
Toyota, let's go places.
My wife's mother, Dean, likes to have control. My rule in my house is that I'm the only one that spanks the kids. Last year was the first year of actual signs of physical abuse. Aiden told me that she slapped him in the face. And for someone to know what we've been through and to come in our life and abuse us, that's sick. I put a restraint on her because I felt she was a threat to my family. I said, you ever harm my kids again, I'll kill you.
Well, Zach says his mother-in-law, Dean, is abusive and does not want her around his children. But Dean says Zach is the one with the problem.
If Zach truly considered his children and put them first, he would not do some of the things that he's done. I don't want my daughter to be exposed to an individual who does some of the despicable things that he has done. I think he's been extremely selfish. Zach and I disagree over parenting. Zach does not believe in corporal punishment. I would, in a heartbeat, give children love licks. You just take the little paint stir stick and pop them on the back of the leg. It doesn't hurt them for life. It just gets their attention. One time, my grandson, Lincoln, ran out in the road, and I told him he couldn't run out in the road. I decided time out. I immediately put him on his little toilet seat and told him not to move. I closed the bathroom door, and he cried. Aiden heard him, and he ran, and he was adamant about wanting to rescue his little brother. It upset Aiden, and it became a family situation. Zach has wanted to blame other people for his drug addiction. People say it's a disease, and that's what Zach has hung his hat on, and I think that's the wrong thing to do. My advice to my daughter was, you do not need that in your life.
And I have to tell you, I could not find one sentence in that videotape that I agreed with. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest with you. So I'm going to give you a chance to explain to me, because maybe I misunderstand. First off, you said that Zach doesn't agree with corporal punishment. So y'all just don't agree with parenting?
Parenting skills, yes.
These aren't your children.
No, they're my grandchildren.
That's between the two of y'all, right?
Yes.
Did I understand you to say that there's a new child now, Lincoln, right?
Yes, correct.
Did I understand you to say that you took this child and put him in the bathroom where his brother?
No. Oh, never, Dr. Phil. This is not even the same home.
I understand that, but this is the bathroom.
Well, as you walk in the foyer of the home... Is it a bathroom? There is I call them doll rooms, half bath.
You can't miss the symbolism of what I'm talking about here.
I understand what you're talking about. I clearly get it. I do understand
Aiden's
that.
brother is murdered in a bathroom, and you take his little brother and put him in a bathroom and close the door. And so Aiden stands outside the door and hears his little brother crying inside a bathroom like he heard his other brother crying inside a bathroom when he was killed.
Dr. Phil, my grandson Aiden was upstairs on the computer playing his games. I had been outside and had Lincoln with me, and he took off, and of course I had a system that I used.
I don't
Dr.
care
James
if he
Dobson.
set the neighbor's house on fire. You don't. Come on.
Guys,
come on.
And I explained this to her.
Apparently not very well.
I did. No, I did, because this all happened when we were moving.
Dr. Phil, you have to go back into history from the beginning of their relationship and understand my role. And you talk about the parenting skills, because there were many times that Zach was an absentee father because he was in rehab or he was in drug use, and Spring had to have support and help. So I always stood in the gap.
I think extended family is very important, and I'm very glad that you've been there for Spring. I really am. I'm glad you've been there for the children. I'm glad you've been there for Spring. But you've got to be open to some coaching here, and you said he's been gone a lot. This brings me to a third point of your videotape that I wholeheartedly disagree with. You said he says it's a disease, and so he leans on that and hides behind it. It is a disease.
I understand.
Well, there are two children that hang in the balance here that really deserve the best shot they can possibly get. We're going to talk about all that when we come back.
Are we rolling? Is that tape rolling?
Dr. Phil's newest podcast is available now.
I am the same person I was. My feet are still on the ground. I'm just wearing better shoes.
The worst thing you've ever said to me, do you know what it is?
No, I don't.
Oh, you do too.
What did I say? All right, let's talk about enlightening things.
When people read this book, they need to absorb this book.
Subscribe for free on Apple Podcast or Stitcher so you don't miss an episode.
Well, I just wanted to fill in the blanks if I could.
Closed captioning provided by...
Finding the right drop for dry eyes can be overwhelming. For relief that lasts, you want Soothe XP from Bausch & Lomb. Soothe XP helps restore the eye's lipid layer, seal in moisture, and protect against further irritation. Soothe XP, the right choice for dry eyes.
Down there, Care, with Cottonelle. Down there, because today you meet the parents. So before they sit you down, give your booty a confidence boost with cleaning ripples that remove more at once for a superior clean and make you feel like the kind of guy he takes home to mother. Care. Down there, Care, with Cottonelle.
Good morning, Captain Abraham. It's 0812, and the wheels of justice are spinning smoothly.
There has been an Article 99 charge.
Article 99? The military hasn't tried anyone for cowardice in 15 years.
You're the officers from Quantico?
I'm Captain Dobbins. I'm your attorney.
RPG!
Why don't you tell us what happened?
I am no coward.
Your life can be about more than just this.
The Code on its new night, CBS Monday.
Not everything in life is guaranteed, but Sims Furniture Guaranteed Financing is. We guarantee approval with affordable monthly payments. No matter what your circumstances, you will be approved. Sims Furniture.
At Family Allergy, we treat more people for allergies than anyone in the region.
Our personalized treatments help patients of all ages find relief.
With locations throughout Greater Cincinnati, our doctors are always nearby.
Family Allergy and Asthma.
We're getting windy and wet when rain arrives, first at 4.
I have a lot of trust issues with Zach, mainly because of his addiction. His latest relapse has been the worst relapse. 3 weeks ago, we got into an argument. I ran out of his house, realized he was chasing me, so I ran and got in my vehicle and locked the door. And he was sitting there yelling, and he was like trying to pull the glass down, and it scared Aiden. Aiden said, "Mom, I'm calling the cops."
I was yelling at her and I was getting loud. Well, then the police came and put me in handcuffs. This time around, she's really kicking me while I'm down. Right now, I'm in despair because the person that I just love more than anything, I feel like is turning her back on me and betraying me.
So, how do you two get along on a day-to-day basis now? You're not living together, but you are in contact, right? You do talk?
Vaguely. You know, after going through what we have, I mean, a person can only take so much. Mm-hmm. And, you know, for me, like, dealing with daily life and being a mom and working and trying to hold it all together, you know, for me, I didn't want the separation. I begged and pleaded with him. I'm like, you know, can we please just really try harder, like, working together? Mm-hmm. But I, myself, have to have peace and sanity. Mm-hmm. If I don't have that, I have nothing. I cannot be the mother that I need to be if I'm constantly living in chaos.
Are you ready to quit?
I have been this past month. That's why I haven't been in contact with him.
How about you?
Yeah. Am I ready to quit? Of course not. This has been hard. You know, I took too long to try to get sober. I'm ready to get sober now.
13 years dealing with all of the package of the addiction and the disease is what Spring has had to deal with. I call Zach my son-in-love for a reason. He is not my son-in-law. He is my son-in-love. Because they got married in a church and took vows, but they are not legally married.
Well, that is a mistake. But I want to tell you, I've had 9 years of sobriety in the past 12. So it hasn't been 12 years of just chaotic. You know, I've had it, I have really...
It's just hard because it's like our life, I mean, Zach is an amazing person. I love him. Our life can be so wonderful. Mm-hmm. But then in the split second of him, I mean, he can either be on the top of a mountain or in the bottom of a gutter. And I mean, the instability for me, I'm tired of.
I'm going to excuse you in a minute, put you in the front row of the audience so I can talk to them as a couple, but I want to be sure I get your point first. And what was your point?
My point about the commitment. The reason they haven't gotten married is because every time they had planned plans, Zach would go on a binge.
So we haven't planned a wedding in 6 years. We kind of gave up on it.
Would have everything in place. And then she would have to revert back because of Zach's actions. I gave Aiden a very simple example before we came here. He was about to pour a glass of tea from a half-gallon jug. I said, Aiden, wait just 1 minute. When you crack the seal on the jar, pour the tea, and drink it, you have just made a choice to open the tea and drink it. If you thought for 1 minute that tea in that glass was going to poison you, was going to kill you, would you make the same choice? And he said, no, Noni. And my point is, every time he makes a choice to do drugs, every time he goes on a binge, he's given away 3 cars. His mom was his enabler, and she paid off the attorney. She paid off the cars. She always and patted him on the back and said, son, we're going to do better next time. But if he makes those choices and he is consistently like a yo-yo going through life, and it's okay, and everybody has to forgive him, that's wrong, Dr. Phil. And my daughter can't live with that, and neither should my grandsons have to live with that.
Okay, thanks for clearing that up.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Zach and Spring say they want to know how their family can heal from something so tragic and become whole again. Well, I'm going to tell them what I think next, and I'm going to be very specific. We'll be right back.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil. She hasn't seen her birth mother in years.
You said, and I quote, Sierra is not my priority.
That's out of context.
Put that in context then. I'd love to hear this.
That's tomorrow.
Closed captioning provided by...
When it comes to food for your best friend, there's good, there's better, and then there's Blue Buffalo. If you love them like family, feed them like family with Blue.
After my DVT blood clot, I wondered, is another one around the corner? Or could it be different than I thought? I wanted to help protect myself. My doctor recommended Eliquis. Eliquis is proven to treat and help prevent another DVT or PE blood clot. Almost 98% of patients on Eliquis didn't experience another. And Eliquis has significantly less major bleeding than the standard treatment. Eliquis is FDA approved and has both.
Don't stop Eliquis unless your doctor tells you to. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve or abnormal bleeding. If you had a spinal injection while on Eliquis, call your doctor right away if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. While taking Eliquis, you may bruise more easily, and it may take longer than usual for bleeding to stop. Seek immediate medical care for sudden signs of bleeding, like unusual bruising. Eliquis may increase your bleeding risk if you take certain medicines. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures.
What's around the corner could be surprising. Ask your doctor about Eliquis.
2 convenient tri-state locations, one north of the river and one south. 1,500 new Fords to choose from, backed by our 72-hour. Don't love it? Bring it back exchange policy. We're #1 for a reason. That's Mike Castercy Ford.
Come on. Come on. Yes! Oh, yeah! I won! Ow!
That's gross. But it happens. Call Stanley Steamer for our 3-room carpet cleaning special and get back to clean.
Call 1-800-STEAMER. Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Oh, yeah! I won!
Hey, Farnham, what would I look like in this dress?
Now scanning you. Bloop, 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 bloop.
I didn't know you could do that.
Here is what you would look like in this dress.
Wow. Order it.
That doesn't sound right. But Safe Auto can get you a great car insurance quote that could save you 25%.
Is that my driver's license photo?
Yes, that's because you will drive them wild.
Oh, Farnham.
George? And George here for the Ohio Lottery. With just 2 George Washingtons, you can cross the Delaware. Ahoy! Or you can play Some Like It Hot. You could win up to 20 grand. Some Like It Hot, the newest $2 scratch-off from the Ohio Lottery. $2 scratch-off, where 2 George Washingtons can win you so many Ben Franklins. Indubitably.
Generous and unbeatable trade-in allowances for you, plus our signature 72-hour Don't Love It? Bring it back exchange policy, unmatched by anyone in the tri-state. We're #1 for a reason. That's Mike Castercy Ford.
Mason Reinhardt's father said the whole world stopped when he got a call from Mason's older brother that day. The 8-year-old was at the house too and heard his brother screaming from behind the bathroom door.
Aiden wrote a letter to his grandmother that was read to her the day of her prosecution. In his letter, he told her that he did not forgive her and that he was angry for what she had done.
I do not love you and I do not forgive you.
The prosecutor read a letter that he wrote aloud.
That was the worst day of my life.
He said he hated her for taking his best friend.
Do you feel like you've had a full opportunity to grieve the loss of your son since it's happened?
No, not at all. No. I lost my mom, too, and I couldn't dare talk to anybody about that.
Right.
You know, I had to just throw that in the back of my mind.
Only child. Father's gone early. It's just you and your mother. Then you lose her from this heinous act. You lose your son. And now your marriage is on the rocks. But when that happens, you kind of say, well, okay, I got to man up here and do what I got to do and take care of people. But you don't take care of yourself. And so then you start self-medicating just to try to get from one day to the next, and then that runs away with you. And here we are now. And listen, I'm not one to make excuses for people, but I do understand cause and effect relationships. And I think there are a lot of causes that have created effects in your life. And, you know, I've listened very carefully to what you've said about the mother that raised you. And I am frankly very impressed that you have turned out as well as you have, being raised by the mother that you have. You seem very well socialized. You seem to have a sense of where you want to be. Absent the idea of how to get there, you still have an idea of where you want to be. You guys have asked if I would speak to your son, and I would like very much to go speak to him. I don't want to bring him out here, and you guys can watch that. Okay. So if I have y'all's permission, I would like to go back and talk to him for a minute, and then come back out and tell you guys exactly what I think needs to happen here. Okay. Fair enough?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, I'm going to be back there talking to Aiden, then I'm going to come back out here and have a plan for this couple. We'll be right back.
Do you push through migraine?
Mom, are you okay to play?
Yeah, honey. How about we play Princess and Pirates? Imagine what you can do with more migraine-free days. When you're not fighting through migraine, imagine the possibilities. Once monthly Emgality is used for the prevention of migraine in adults. It's specifically developed to help give you more migraine-free days. With Emgality, about 60% of people have their migraine days cut in half or more. Do not use if you're allergic to Emgality or its ingredients. Emgality may cause allergic reactions such as itching, rash, hives, and trouble breathing, which can happen days after use. Call your doctor or get medical help right away if you have symptoms of an allergic reaction. The most common side effects include injection site reactions. What should we do tomorrow? Ask your doctor about Emgality. Learn about savings at emgality.com.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries. The Center for Medicare Services has officially authorized new benefits Medicare Advantage plans may include. Plans may now include private home aids and rides to medical appointments. Most plans also include dental, vision, hearing, and prescription drug coverage. To get the benefits you deserve, call the Medicare Coverage Helpline now.
Hi, I'm Joe Namath. I called the Medicare Coverage Helpline, and they instantly advised me that I wasn't getting all the benefits I deserved. They explained I could get a plan that includes dental and prescription coverage, as well as the new coverage for private home aids and rides to medical appointments. If you want to find out what you deserve, call the number on your screen now. It's free. You'll be happy you called, I guarantee it.
Call to see if you can save money and get more benefits now. Don't delay. Call now. It's free. Call 1-800-562-2700. That's 1-800-562-2700 now.
Come gather around people wherever you roam. Admit that the waters around you have grown. Then you better start swimming or you'll sink like a stone. For the times they are a-changing. For the times they are a-changing.
Dive deep into Frisch's Big Boy. Explore seafood favorites every day, like our famous fish sandwich. Plunge into our hot seafood bar every Friday evening, including our limited-time seafood Alfredo. Crunch into a cod nugget basket. Savor popcorn shrimp, hush puppies, and more. All your seafood favorites, plus our new spicy tartar sauce, are here. Dive deep. Only at Frisch's Big Boy.
Since the death of his brother, Zach and Spring say their 13-year-old son, Aiden's behavior has changed. Zach and Spring asked me to speak to their son, but before I talk to Aiden, let's hear what he told our producers.
Mason was sort of big. You can get a free hug if you're upset or something. Like, he's just a big teddy bear. We did everything together. We were always really competitive. I was able to do pull-ups, but he was able to bench press more than me. I remember everything that day. It was a summer day, and my parents normally would work during the day, so my grandma would watch me. She was sitting on the couch, and then about 10 minutes after I sat down, she was like, I have a surprise for you in the bathroom. And they went into the bathroom. A couple minutes later, I hear him screaming. Then I get worried, and I call my mom. She says, go hide. And I go out to the back porch and hide. She had a towel wrapped around her, so I wanted to see the blood. She walked to the dining room table, and she grabbed a big bottle of booze and left. I wrote a letter to my grandma, just say final words, just to let her know how I feel. We need help as a family to sort of get through tough times.
What do you want to see happen?
Just to have peace with all of us.
I've been out talking to your folks out there and your grandmother Dean, and we've been talking about a lot of things, including, of course, what happened to your brother Mason. I'm very sorry for your loss. That's a terrible thing to have happened. Do you think much about that day?
I try not to.
Yeah. Right now, your mom and dad are not living together. How do you feel about that?
It's just better off when they're together.
Yeah. Well, we're in Hollywood here, and in Hollywood, people write scripts, you know, like for movies and stuff. If you could write a script for what was going to happen with your family over the next few years, what would the script be?
To live a happy and normal life that we had before everything happened.
Would they be back together? Uh-huh. And what do you like to do?
I play video games, and I play tackle football for my school.
Oh, you do? What position do you play?
Lineman.
I played football in grade school, junior high, high school, and college. And I got the knees to prove it. So wear those knee braces when they tell you, put them on, put them on. Do your parents come to your games?
Mm-hmm.
You glad they do?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you get along with your mom?
Really good.
Yeah. How do you get along with your dad?
Well, normally, we're all right. Sometimes we'll have little squabbles over dumb things. But...
Yeah. You wish he was around more?
Yeah.
What do you like about your dad?
I mean, he's a really good man. He just doesn't act the way he needs to be.
Yeah. Now, you're a smart kid, right?
Right.
Why are you making C's and D's instead of A's and B's?
I only made one D.
Well, you used to make all A's and B's.
Right.
And it slipped a little bit. So something's distracting you. What is it?
I just, sometimes I can't focus or I get headaches. Sometimes I get upset.
Yeah. And when you get upset, what are you thinking? What are you saying to yourself?
Like, why do these things happen?
I'm somebody with a plan. And you folks came here looking to work things out and come up with a plan. And I'm going to present them a plan. And you're going to be a big part of it, right? Because the primary reason that I agreed to do this story and get involved is you. Because if it wasn't for you, I might be doing some other story. But when there's a kid involved, kids don't always have a voice. They don't always have the ability to stand up and say, will you two shut up? Wouldn't you like to do that?
I do that sometimes, but they don't.
But they don't?
Yeah.
They don't hear it?
No.
Yeah. Wouldn't you like to be able to do it and they did it? You'd like to be able to say, you two shut up, sit down, and listen. Yeah. Well, I get to do that. So I'll do it on your behalf, okay?
Okay.
All right. Deal? Okay. I'll be back. All right. I'm going to go out and talk to these parents, see if we can come up with a plan. All right. Closed captioning provided by...
Swimsuit season is right around the corner. Join the Keto 30 Challenge today.
I lost 6 inches in 4 weeks. I've never felt better.
Start the Keto 30 Challenge today.
Dealing with psoriatic arthritis pain was so frustrating.
My skin, it was embarrassing.
My joints, they hurt.
The pain and swelling.
The tenderness.
The psoriasis.
I had to find something that worked on all of this.
I found Cosentix. Now, watch me.
Real people with active psoriatic arthritis are getting real relief with Cosentix. It's a different kind of targeted biologic. Cosentix treats more than just the joint pain of psoriatic arthritis. It even helps stop further joint damage. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentix. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections and lowered ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor about an infection or symptoms. If your inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop or worsen, or if you've had a vaccine or plan to. Serious allergic reactions may occur.
I got real relief.
I got clear skin and feel better.
Now, watch me.
Get real relief with Cosentix.
Tonight, the wedding's almost here, but the bride has a little secret.
It says here you're already married.
What?
What?
The BAM season finale, CBS tonight.
They dominated the Big Brother house.
Rock and roll.
Now, they're about to rock the world on The Amazing Race.
Go!
Here we go! Big Brother is working it! Here we go! I'm okay!
The Amazing Race season premiere, CBS Wednesday.
We're in our Toyota Highlander. Got amazing V6 power.
Very stylish. We can, go off-roading if you want to. And we've got 5 USB charging ports.
Room for 8, including us. You know what that means? Honey, we've got one at home. We could have many more. What do you say?
As soon as you can start having babies, I'm in.
What?
Now get $1,500 cash back on the built-in the USA Highlander. Or get a low-mileage lease for just $259 a month.
Toyota, let's go places.
This is your team. Be part of the action as history is made. Saturday at 10:30 on Star 64, the official broadcast partner of FC Cincinnati.
For more than 100 years, AAA has kept America's cars on the road. And no one is better equipped to care for your car than AAA Bob Summerall Tire and Service. Our ASE certified mechanics know cars from bumper to bumper and which tires you need to get where you're going. Count on AAA to keep your car running right today and down the road.
This month, get up to $150 off Cooper tires at AAA Bob Summerall Tire and Service.
Want to know what's coming up on Dr. Phil? Visit our website and subscribe to our email newsletter. You'll get weekly updates, life strategies, and exclusive video that you won't find anywhere else.
Plus, on drphil.com, you can see sneak previews of upcoming shows. Log on today.
Well, I'm back from talking to your son. Y'all listened to the conversation. What did you think about what he had to say?
He's right on point with everything.
I just think he's just such a sweet boy. I love him. And, I just want to be a good father to him.
Parental legacy defines what parents pass on from generation to generation. It's the powerful programming that your upbringing has on your choices. Your behaviors as an adult and as a parent. So you, as parents, you pass these things on, and then it impacts your kids as they grow up and become parents. My dad was an alcoholic, so I chose not to drink. And Robin's dad was an alcoholic. So, we went through those things, and when we got married, we just decided that both of us grew up with alcoholic parents in our homes. We decided our boys aren't going to grow up with that. So, and we talked about that early on, right?
That's right. That's right.
In fact, first time we ever went on a date, you asked me if I drink.
I did. I said, do you drink alcohol? And you said, no, I actually think I'm allergic to it. And I really think that might be the moment I fell in love with you. But I did explain to you that I had made a decision when I was very young that I would never marry an alcoholic and I would never raise my children in a home with an alcoholic.
Yeah. That was a parental legacy decision that she made at that point. And when I said, no, I don't, I didn't realize I was saying I do. But that was me saying I do, apparently, because we've now been married 42 years. So... you guys have decisions to make about parental legacy right now. I want to introduce you. Will you come up here, Dr. Kalighi? I want to introduce you to a very dear friend of mine. This is Dr. Kalighi. Have a seat. Good to see you, man. How are you?
Good, thank you.
This is Dr. Kalighi. He is CEO and founder of Creative Care. And it is Creative Care Woodland Hills, and it is nestled in the beautiful historic Walnut Acres neighborhood, and they have what I believe to be the really top-notch, sophisticated dual diagnosis treatment program that I have run across. And when I say dual diagnosis treatment, what I'm talking about is this. You have psychological issues that are haunting you in a big way. And I think you have some addiction issues going on. And these folks have a dual diagnosis treatment protocol that is customized to every individual, and they can defuse this bomb for you. Can you not?
Absolutely. First of all, I want to express my condolences. I'm so sorry for your loss. One of the things you didn't mention, we want to do some evaluation to see if he has a mood disorder.
Right.
And having had problem with sobriety in the past, stress is a #1 factor. And this has been horribly stressful.
And we're seeing it start to spill over, because I have no doubt that these headaches Aiden is talking about are stress related.
I'm sure.
This is a family intervention. You may be the squeaky wheel, but this is a family intervention. What do you say to that?
Absolutely.
Okay, you'll lean into this. Fair enough. All right. Look, I want to thank all of my guests today. A special thanks to Creative Care and Dr. Kalighi and Dr. Farah Kalighi. You can catch up with me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can also catch me on my podcast, Fill in the Blanks. That's PHIL in the blanks, not FILL in the blanks. It's for free. You can just hit the subscribe button and follow me every Tuesday. We'll see you next time. Dr. Kalighi, thank you so much.
Up next, first at 4, babysitter on trial. The lawyers get their final say as the case heads to the jury. And Assange evicted. The man accused of spreading classified information on his WikiLeaks site is hauled out of hiding by British police.
The man convicted for a second time of murdering a coworker learns his punishment. And the man who claims to be a missing boy from Illinois has told false stories in the past. It's all ahead, first at 4.
Jack says, make every minute count. It's 500 on the 15s at Jack's Cincinnati Casino. Fridays and Saturdays in April, we're giving away $500 in cash every 15 minutes. Earn entries playing your favorite machine or table game. Drawings every 15 minutes, Friday and Saturday nights from 5 to 9 p.m. 500 on the 15s, only at Jack's Cincinnati Casino.
Introducing the all-new Chevy Silverado. It's the official truck of calloused hands. The official truck of getting to work and getting to work. It's the official truck of homecoming and coming home. The all-new Chevy Silverado.
It's Chevy Truck Month. Get a total value of over $7,500 when you finance with GM Financial. Plus, current competitive owners get an extra $2,000 cash allowance.